Hi, this is Derek with Shenko Roofing. I'm here at the Joando residence at 1312 Veers Mill. We're on the front slope. The date is July 23rd. The time is approximately 3:50, and I'm going to be performing a shingle repair test on the shingles out here today. State Farm has allocated about 5 or 10 shingles that need to be replaced. Per the National Academy of Forensic Engineers, there are 5 potential failure points that can occur during an individual shingle replacement. If any one of those failures occur, the roof is deemed to be non-repairable per the National Academy of Forensic Engineers. It also, any repair that impairs the water shedding ability of the roof per IRC R 908.5 also determines repairability. So right here is our shingle that we're going to be replacing. This is a 3-tab shingle, so delamination of one of the failure points doesn't apply here because this is a 3-tab shingle and not an architectural. So this is the shingle that I'm going to take off, and then I am going to replace it with this shingle on the ground. And then during the course of that, I will point out any failures if they occur, and then at the end we'll see what we have. So I'm going to start by breaking the seals on the replacement shingle. And then I'm going to break the seals on the shingle above. Looks like the shingle stops right here, which means it ends right here. So we're going to break the seals on these, pretty loose as they are, and we'll also break the seals on the top course of nails. Keep in mind, I'm doing this very gingerly. I'm not being rough or aggressive or abrasive in breaking the seals. Yeah, so what just happened here is that you have a little bit of material transfer that just occurred here. So this is the replacement shingle. These shingles are staying where they are. When I just broke the seals on this to get access to the top course of nails that we need to take out, a big chunk of aggregate right here just came out of this shingle. What that means is this shingle that's staying where it is will never properly reseal because a big chunk of aggregate has just been pulled away when we were breaking the seals to access the nails. I'll continue on. Okay, so we got those up, and I'm just going to notate the material transfer that occurred right here. We'll call that material transfer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start by taking out all the nails, starting with the bottom course. You'll notice I'm being very delicate with these shingles so as not to be overzealous with them. First nail is out. That's a little bit of tearing, but I'll skip that one for now. Yeah, so what just happened here is that the nail head pulled through right here on this spot. So now instead of just a pinhole, you have this entire tear right here on that. What this is this becomes a permanent maintenance issue. The homeowner is going to have to caulk this every couple of years because it's now just a large hole the size of the nail head. So that would be technically considered a tear right here. So I'm going to put a tear right there. I'll continue on. So I got that nail out, that nail out. I need to take this one out. By the way, this is an industry standard pry bar. It's not a roof snake. Roof snake has a way much blunter wedge. It causes tearing a lot easier. There are several engineering videos that I can send to the adjuster that show that a roof snake is not the proper way. It does more damage to the shingle than it does to get the nails out. Let's see, we're gonna break the seal there. All right, so we have 4 nails on the bottom course. So the bottom course of nails is all gone now. Now we're gonna go after the top course. Yeah, all those nails are gone. So now we're gonna go after the nails holding the top course in. So I have to go underneath the, yeah, there goes another one. So what happens here is there's another tear. So the adhesive on this shingle is still very well bonded. And so when you try to get these nails up, as you can see right there, the nail is bare. That's a tear. So I'll continue on. So far, these 2 shingles now need to be replaced because of the failures that have happened with the tearing and the material transfer. So I'll keep going on. Let me pull this one out. See why this is tricky to do with one person? So there's nail number 5. That one's fine. And let's see here. Let's see the shingles here. So we need to go at that one. Able to get that one out without tearing, so that's good. All right, that nail is out. That should be all of them. Yes, yes, yes. And is this one in? No, it should be it. So we will slide. The shingle should slide right out now. Nope, there's still one more. Oh yeah, this one. So that nail is out. Now the shingle should pop right out. There you go. Shingles out. Again, we have material transfer, big chunks of aggregate being pulled. Here's another one right here. And on this shingle, a little tiny piece there. Yeah. You can see right here in the sunlight, there's kind of chunks of aggregate that have come right off. Yeah, these shingles won't reseal. They'll just blow off like the other ones are. So we're gonna send this shingle off to ITEL just in case it's discontinued. And then I'm gonna pop the new shingle in and we'll do a final summary on the failures that have occurred. Just to make sure these shingles are lined up, you can see here the exposures are correct on the width and the length of the shingle. So it's a dimensionally compatible shingle that we're using. We're not cutting it up to make it work. So I'm gonna put the shingle back. And the adhesives are under, yeah, good. Okay. Now we're going to put the nail heads back. I'm using an industry certified AJC hatchet hammer with a magnetic head. You'll notice it's got a straight edge. This is so to demonstrate that I'm not being overly zealous when I pull the shingles back. I'm doing it the bare minimum so that you can strike the nail perpendicular into the decking. You can't come at it from the side or from an angle. Per the manufacturer's instructions, you have to go directly perpendicular into the decking. So for that reason, I want to point out that we're using this particular instrument because it shows the bare minimum you need to pull the shingle back in order to hit the nail in the strike zone. So I pulled out 8 nails on this shingle, so I'm going to put 8 back. 2. And then once I get these back in, we'll do a final evaluation of any and all failures that occurred. You'll notice I'm right in the strike zone where I need to be. I'm not going any higher or lower than I need to do to pull back the shingle. So that's 4. 4 down, 4 to go. That. And then one last one. Be nice if we used a new nail and not an old one. Okay, new shingles back in. All the nails are back. Let's see what we have. As I pointed out before, we have the mat transfer, we have the tearing when the nails pulled through. The other thing I want to show you is that if I take a control area, I haven't touched anything over here. If you get in real close here, see how no stones, no aggregate comes off the shingles? Like if I was simulate a rainstorm, there's no aggregate coming off. Now what happens, watch what happens when I do the same over here. There's granulars, you can hear them in the audio and see them right here. There's granulars that are coming off of the shingles. And so what this means is this is granular loss. So far we didn't observe any creasing. Looking at the creasing, there's actually not a lot of creasing. I don't really see any creases that have developed from manipulating the shingles. It's just the other 3 failures that I noticed: material transfer, tearing, and granular loss. So all that having been said, this is a fail. This shingle cannot be individually replaced because of the failures that are happening. What that means is now we have to replace this shingle, we have to replace this shingle, we have to replace this shingle, and this shingle. So 4 shingles on this roof, or excuse me, 1, 2, I'm sorry, 1 and then 2. 4 shingles now need to be replaced, possibly 3, for the one that we put in. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to the public adjuster, All Claims Pro in this instance. I'm simply the contractor, and hopefully we can arrive at a coverage estimate that brings the policyholder to a pre-loss condition. Thank you very much. Have a good day.